Yeah.
Listen, guys, we're the place.
They're coming. I'm going to let you start as soon as we're...
Okay, guys, we're happy for a lot of reasons. This was a goal of ours. A lot of people share in this dream of ours from the beginning of the year. For me, looking behind the basket and seeing the students out in full force is very rewarding for me personally. Seeing a sold-out Madison Square Garden again is very rewarding for me personally. The last two games, we haven't played great, but Seton Hall had a lot to do with it tonight. One of the reasons why we're not playing it as well, and it's happened to me so much in the long coaching career I've had, is when players sit out. First of all, about 20 to 25% of the reason we win is we are always one of the best conditioned teams in the nation. And when you sit out and you go from incredible conditioning and you miss 2 days, RJ said it when he missed the time, he said, Coach, I'm really rusty. So if you play slow tempo and you miss a day or two, it's not a big deal. But when you play like this at optimum conditioning and you miss 2 days, it's a lot. And that's why Kadari is not playing real well right now. It's condition based. Come on, sit down. Come on, I'm just about to kill the two of you. So he needed to get the time off to get healed, but when you're in optimum shape and you take two, you got to get back. And it's just, this week is a blessing for us because we can get back in the condition we were in. Obviously, both of these guys have had a tremendous year. Both are outstanding. We know why we didn't play well, but you got to give Seton Hall, we knew what we were playing for tonight, but look at their record, and to play that hard, that well, against the best team in the conference speaks volumes for their ability. But for St. John's, it's a special night. It's been 25 years. For our student body, it's really, really special. Our university's done a tremendous job getting them back involved, and it's going to pay huge dividends down the road. Kids are going to want to come to St. John's now because they're going to be part of our team again. So we're excited. We need this week to get ready for a tough Marquette, and we'll get back to the basics of being one of the best conditioned teams in the nation.
We'll start with questions for RJ or Zuby. With Kevin.
RJ, the moment after the game where you guys have the trophy and the confetti's falling down on you, when you committed to play for Coach Pitino here at St. John's, is that something you envisioned?
I mean, first and foremost, I want to give the glory to God for allowing me to play the sport that I love. I mean, of course, I came here to challenge myself and, try to take my game to the next level and obviously, try to win at the highest level, which Coach Pitino knows how to do really well. And I don't, so, trying to learn from him. So, nothing. It's just a surreal feeling. Shout out to my little sister. She played her state championship game today, and they also won. So my dad can't clown me anymore for finally I got something. But, she's still ahead of me. She got 2 rings. I only got one, so I got to do a little bit of catching up. But it's just a great feeling. It's just a blessing. And once the confetti dropped, no matter how bad we played the game today and what we could have did from our mistakes, it just felt great to get it done. And like he said, we're gonna prepare for Marquette and just keep on going, keep on winning, and playing together as a team.
Here on the right.
Thank you. For both of you, you came to the program 2 years ago now, and now that you've had a season where there were some ups and downs and maybe didn't go quite the way that you wanted it to be, what do you think needed to change in both of your games in order to get to this point in 2024-25?
Everybody obviously had to, understand Coach Pitino's system, and this is obviously me and RJ's second year, so we're fully aware of what it takes to compete at this level in the Big East. Is a monster of a league. Everybody's going to give you their best shot. So being able to apply pressure for the full 40 minutes and with the press break and all that, and being one of the best conditioned groups like Coach Pitino has said previously. So it just takes a lot. It's countless hours of practice and preparation and film sessions, and you got to be willing to do it all.
For Zuby and for RJ, do you have a sense of what this a Big East championship, an outright Big East championship, means for the program and the St. John's community?
Obviously, we got to see, we got to experience the energy inside the arena, and it's a surreal feeling, like, RJ said, and I haven't really had the pleasure of being an impact player and winning championships, so to be able to do that and being in such a prestigious, program, and to see the history behind it as well, making history, so it means a lot, not just to me and my teammates, but obviously to the whole community as well.
Right here in the aisle.
RJ, congratulations first to you guys on a huge historic statement. In terms of this season, you guys have really stood out in terms of your defense. Why does this team love to play defense so much, number one? And number two, what do you actually hear when coach is yelling at you on the sidelines?
When he's yelling, it's just all love. You know what they say, when a coach stops yelling at you, that's what you need to start wearing. So thanks for screaming at me, but
I'll try to continue.
It's great. Defense win championships, and just the type of roster that we have. We're long, athletic. We're able to switch 1 through 5. So really, just getting it on the defensive end, it really helps us. We like to play fast. We like to get up and down the court. So obviously, getting it done on the defensive end translates to offense. And I myself have grown a love for playing defense, just because it gets me going, and I'm just trying to sustain myself as like one of the best two-way players. So it's great. I think defense it's amazing to play. It's fun to play, and especially to play with Zuby, where he can also guard guards. It also helps. So it's good, and that's what we need to get back to doing.
Right here in the front.
Congratulations on the win. RJ, you're obviously one of the top 2 or 3 candidates for Big East Player of the Year. What would winning that award mean to you?
Winning the award would be a blessing, but I can't win the award without my team. I feel like as much as I get the award, my team deserves the most of it, because I feel like it takes more than just one person. Basketball is a team sport, and it takes the whole roster. And I'm glad to play with these type of guys that we have. We've created a great bond, on and off the court, from the preseason to now. So it's just great to see everybody grow individually, and just really just getting under Coach Pitino's wing, and just believing that he's going to put us in the best position, and that he's not going to let us down.
Zuby, during the celebration, you kept on picking up the confetti, like throwing it. A few guys, other teammates did it too. You never seen confetti before? What was that like?
No, they could clown me all they want, but we Big East champions, man, and like I said, this is a monster of a league. So to see the progress that not only I myself have had individually, but the whole team from year 1 to year 2 under Coach Pitino is something that's undescribable. So I was jumping around, I was collecting confetti. If you got some pictures, videos, just send them my way.
We're going to take 2 more for the players, Adam and then Roger.
Rick, when you were coaching in Greece, how much did you kind of imagine or envision a scene like this, coming back coaching college basketball and doing something like this?
Greece, the one thing about Greece, I've never seen crowds in my lifetime they light off flares, they have nets around the court. Yeah. They're chanting things I've never heard before, and when I found out what they were chanting, I couldn't believe it. And then when I took over the Knicks, I think we won, 22, 23 games. 50% of the place was empty. Then we went to 38, 75%, and then we got to 52, and the place was packed. But I've never seen it this good since I've been in coaching. This is like Greece right now. Been great. We're so appreciative for our fans, our alumni, our Subway alumni, and like I said earlier, for me, the students getting behind the team, because we wear these shirts, PhD, passionate, hungry, and driven, and that's what our student body's all about.
Zuby, you mentioned way back in October, you'd like to win the conference championship, and you mentioned just the other day that you started to feel like maybe something special was happening during this run of 14 or 15 games. But what was it like for you to actually hold up the trophy with all of your fans around you cheering for you guys, to accomplish the feat?
It was a really proud moment. It's a testament of the work that we put in the whole season. from preseason until now, man, we all believed that we could, get to this moment. And Coach Pitino talks a lot about, getting on Broadway and just seeing, what you could do when you get to that point. So to be able to win this championship and make history along these, these guys around me means a lot. And I couldn't be happier for the rest of the coaching staff and the players, and just to be able to have this moment, for the fans as well. It means something to me.
Thanks, Zuby. Thanks, RJ.
Thank
Any
you.
questions for Coach?
Thank you.
I guess two parties. The decision with Aaron, was he not physically up to playing today?
He was limping. First transition on defense, he started limping. So the trainer told me he was 70-80%. I found out real quick he was not 70-80%. So we had to go with Deku, and he did a solid job. And hopefully we'll get him back for next week's game.
Deku now, this is 2 games where he's been called upon and he's come big for you. DePaul and today. You've always said he's one of your favorite people that you've coached. What about how he's kind of come along as a player?
Well, you want everybody to have the attitude of Sadiku and Zuby. Obviously, everybody can't have that type of personality. That's God's gift. Always being positive, always working hard, and it's a great gift to have. And he has it. I'm glad he's playing. He didn't play great defensively, but nobody did. But he did a lot of good things offensively.
Congratulations, Rick. How would you say you've managed expectations this season? It's like you really were under the radar the first 2 months. January started to bubble up, and then the last month, ever since you beat UConn, this has really been a national story.
Well, we set it up. We wanted to win the Big East. We have our goals, but even though we had our goals, I kept telling them about getting on Broadway. I said, once you get on Broadway, the pressure's there because your show could get canceled. And I think that the last 2 games, they were under a lot of pressure. And that was a great thing because now it really mounts. They see all their fans here. They don't want to disappoint them. The pressure's unbelievable. They're on the road, places semi-packed, and the pressure to win is really, really great. And for them, because they've never been in these situations before, you need it so them to learn it. So even though we wanted to win the Big East, we just went game by game by game. And then it finally came where we had to win these games to get it. But we didn't want to hear anything about a tie. We have respect for Creighton and everybody else in the league, but there was no ties for us. And we got it done tonight, and we'll be totally focused on getting Marquette.
All right, we're going to go Peter, Kevin, and then Roger.
Rick, at your introductory press conference 2 years ago, you guaranteed that St. John's would be back. Just, did you expect it to happen this quickly?
You know, I never know. I just read what all of you were saying that the second year. In my lifetime, I never looked at that until it was written. And I said, I better get this thing going here. And it is a little different, though, than the other places I've been in the second year because you have 8 or 9 players back and everybody understands everything you teach and the culture and the system are there. But we've had, I believe, 4 new starters this year. So it's a little bit different, but the work ethic's still there, the philosophies are still there, building the culture is still there, but it is different. But you look at Zuby and RJ came back. So they've been stars all year, the 2 of them. And they don't have sometimes up and down games because Zuby, if he may not shoot the ball well, but he's going to get 10, 11 rebounds. So it's I'm proud of those 2 guys. We didn't lose anybody that we want to lose, and I don't think we'll lose anybody next year that we will.
Rick, over the course of the year, you mentioned how Coach Carnesecca would love watching this team, and St. John's hasn't won a Big East championship since he was the head coach. Just kind of how fitting is it that this team wins a Big East championship just a couple months after his passing?
Well, Lou means a lot to a lot of people. I coached against him. He was the gentleman of gentlemen, a fierce competitor, a great basketball coach. So we're real proud of the fact that in the year that he passed, because he led a great life, we can honor him with this championship. And there's a lot of people, I've said this over and over, we are a team at St. John's. We don't have all the bells and whistles. But what we have is, we're passionate and hungry and driven. All the coaches at St. John's are. They don't have all the great things there. And we say, really, let's not sweat the small stuff. There was a great book written about 25 years ago called Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. So don't sweat. I said, I don't have a great office. So we didn't have a weight room. We took half the court, we made a great weight room because our alumni stepped up and gave us the money. We didn't have a refueling room. We made that into the weight room. We didn't have a locker room in Conasec. We made the locker room. So everybody has stepped up and it's truly a team. And that's what it's all about. St. John's is a great university where sports can make it even greater. And our lacrosse team, our baseball team, they've been behind us. We're going to get behind them. So that's what sports does for a university. It shows how much fun it can be. Just think of all the students that they're not going to a game in some state where it's not. They're going to Madison Square Garden, and the alumni and from the president on down are giving them like $20-30 to get beer and hot dogs. They're going to have to give them about 40 or 50 because the garden's expensive. But that's wonderful. They think of the students first, and we're proud of that, and we're proud of what we accomplished. But we got to get better now. We got to get back in shape, in an optimum condition. Got to get back to playing great defense, and we needed this week. But the pressure was on our guys the last 2 games, big time. I could see it.
Rick,
Roger.
That introductory press conference here at the Garden, you did say that that the goal was to bring St. John's back to where it belongs, back to the upper echelon of college basketball. Do you feel like today, like you fulfill the promise, or do you feel like this is the beginning of fulfilling promises?
I think it's the beginning. I think I still have a lot of personal things that I want to accomplish in terms of players getting better. I am elated with the crowds. If you said to me at the beginning of the year, are you shocked that you won the Big East? No, I'm not shocked. I'm mildly surprised. If you said to me, are you shocked that you won 26 games? I'm mildly surprised. If you said to me that Madison Square Garden would be packed 4 consecutive games in the fifth, I'm very surprised. Because that takes a little bit of time. But that shows you how much effort the ticket people, the marketing people, the alumni, the Subway alumni, the student body wanted it. And I'm absolutely delighted. But I think we're just scratching the potential of St. John's.
So if this was one of the goals, what's the next goal?
The next goal is to constantly improve the talent, constantly play with this desire and grit, constantly bring everybody in as teammates. We consider our fans teammates. We consider our students part of our team. With Selection Sunday, we were offered a great place, one of the best clubs in Manhattan. The great Zero Bond offered us to have it there, and that was so nice of the owner of the place. And we just said, no, we got to do it on campus because we want our lacrosse team to be there. We want our baseball team to be there. We want some of the students to be there because they've been behind us all along. So we're doing great things right now. We're not going to embrace it, certainly, but we are going to enjoy it.